Okay, welcome everybody to today's Talking Bayside Business. So, Talking Bayside Business is a local podcast interview series that I am hosting to really help us champion local small business. Now, my name's Rebecca Matthews. I'm the transformation coach and the founder of the Mind and Body Co., also one of our local small businesses. Today, I'm really excited. I'm talking to Grace Singleton. She is just 16 years old and the local CEO and founder of her awesome little business called Gracefully Baked. Welcome, Grace.
Hello.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining me today. Now, tell me a little bit about Gracefully Baked and what's the business? Share with our audience what it is that you do.
So I run my own baking business, specializing in sugar cookies. So with fondant icing on top, they are just like a simple shortbread cookie. They're not too sweet, so then the fondant on top makes them absolutely to die for. They are all customizable. Like you can literally choose any shape, any design, any color. I do also do cakes and cupcakes and other sweet treats, but I specialize in cookies. And yeah.
Fantastic. Now, I had a bit of a sticky beak at your Instagram and, the cookies that you're doing, I mean, for kids' birthday parties, for corporate events where you're putting names and imprints in the icing and doing lots of fun stuff, it really is something that is so transferable to almost any person, anyone's use or purpose, really.
They are. They're so good for everything. I did them for my other part-time job fully. So I got a custom logo made. I put all of the stamps on and they handed them out to everyone for Christmas. I've done them for birthday parties. My other friend who's running a business, I did them for her for little hampers to get her business out there. I've done them for weddings, engagements. It's literally like the perfect gift.
Just to love it.
Or have on a table as like a platter.
It's so good. Trust me, I'm going to be calling you for getting customized cookies. So I know a little bit about your story, but, would you like to share with our audience what it is that what made you want to go into business for yourself and what inspired you personally to do this business and take this path?
Yeah, so I'm only 16, as you said. So technically I should still be in school. I would be starting year 12 this year and graduating at the end of 2021. However, I did leave school last year in 2020, probably around about the May mark. I got sick at the start of 2020 and had my appendix out, which seemed to help a little bit with my stomach problems. But once I had my surgery and had to go back to school, I was just so behind, and being in year 11 and ATAR and everything, they didn't want to give me extensions. So it was just too much to take on. So I kind of just said to mum, hey, look, I can't do this. Especially being bullied the past few years in school. I was like, I can't, I'm just going to leave, work out something else to do. So I left and I was recovering, whatever. And I was doing cheerleading. So I've done that for a few years. I did quit last year because it got too much with my business. It ended up overtaking it. I didn't have enough time for both. So I decided to sacrifice that and basically focus all my time and energy into cookies. So when I left school, I did an online course in social media. And then I ended up going back to a school. After a few months, I left again because it just wasn't for me. School's not for everyone, and it definitely wasn't for me. So I ended up leaving, and I left during mid-COVID lockdown when it first happened. And I ended up making some sugar cookies because they looked really cool. And I was like, surely they're easy. I'm just going to try it. So I did it, and they were so fun. And my first ones were absolutely horrible. So bad.
It's proving it's not that easy and it's not for everybody.
So good. And I actually looked terrible because I've still got the photos on my phone. I'm like, whoa, what a big difference. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make it into something. So I was doing it on the side of school and a lot of late nights. And I was like, nah, I'm just going to leave. I got a part-time job, which made it a lot easier to juggle that. Obviously both of them, doing a 9-to-5 job, coming home. I was taking photos of my cookies in the morning. Before I left for work, I'd wake up early to take photos outside in nice lighting. I'd get home, I'd bake till 2 a.m. I'd go to bed, I'd wake up at 6 and
do it all over again.
It was full on, but it was definitely worth it.
And you're obviously enjoying the process and you're really loving the product that you're now selling. So
so much fun. It's good that it's kind of versatile. You can literally, I've got friends and family who come over, and literally every time they come over, like, do you have any cookies? Because I've always got spares. And my mum will text me when I'm at work and she'll be like, where are the cookies that people can eat? We've got 2 containers, one's for orders and one's for odd, gross ones that people can eat.
Yeah, the family get those ones.
Yes. So mum's like, who can eat what cookies? Like, what is there to eat? And sometimes there's none. And people are like, I came here for cookies. Where are they?
You just need to put, a price tag on the box. You can eat these ones, but you have to pay for them. So what is it that you think is unique or special? Obviously, your business is very personal to you, and when people buy your products, they're really buying, a little piece of you and your personality and your story. But what is it that makes Gracefully Baked special and unique?
I think it's just that I'm so, like, for being literally 16, there's most people my age are at school, going out for like to parties every night. You know what I mean? That's not really me. Not a fan of that type of lifestyle. Like, not dissing anyone who is, but it's just not me. Having social anxiety from getting bullied at school, it's just not my scene. So having something that I'm so passionate about and so driven at the age of 16, like, not many other people my age have that. And not many other businesses in my area or other areas are so young and so driven at such a young age.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm hearing is they're going to get taken care of. When they order with you, every order means something to you. You're passionate and committed to every single order that leaves your kitchen.
I am. I spend so much time on every little detail, like making sure they're all little. I'm such a perfectionist, which has its goods and its bads. So sometimes I end up making a whole extra batch of cookie dough because one cookie's not perfectly circular, and I'll just redo the whole thing. Or I know a few times I have gotten on multiple buses to get to Capalaba, just to get one type of fondant because I stuffed up a cookie and I'm 1 cookie short. 10 grams of fondant I'm short, and I trek all the way to Capalaba just so I can get the order done.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's such a commitment that, it's important that people understand that when they buy from you, they're not buying something that's coming out of a machine or mass produced. They're buying something that's individually crafted by you, which is really special. So what do you think is a common misconception about your business or your industry?
I think the time it takes. So I'm in a few cookie groups on Facebook. They have been like the biggest help. I've learned so much from them. Literally be like, oh my God, why is this not working? And everyone's like, you can do this. And I'm like, oh my God, like literally lifesaver. But you also see a lot of posts in there, people commenting, how much do I sell my cookies for? How much would you sell this for? Customers complaining about my pricing. And I am one of the cheaper few in the industry. It kind of also depends, obviously, where you're located. Like, some people in the middle of Melbourne are going to charge more than obviously me here. But it definitely seems like it takes a lot less time. So before I started, I'm like, oh yeah, easy. Like, they're going to take a few hours, but they really don't. They take so long. You got to make the dough and chill it and roll it out. It's also hard not having like a conventional oven because you can't just put 8 trays of cookies and put 3 in and that's it.
I'm sure you will get that in not very long. If your business booms the way I'm hoping it will boom, you'll have so many orders, you'll have to invest in a bigger oven. So it's really interesting what you say, because it is about overheads, right? So, your pricing at the moment, it can be lower because, you're using your mum's oven. But, for when you do get bigger long term, obviously that's something you'll have to adjust. But so what I'm saying to everybody is get in and support Grace while you can, because, prices will be going up. So what do you think is the most challenging thing about having a business in the Bayside area?
I think it's the transport, especially for me, not exactly everyone else, but being 16, not having my Ps yet, I can't just go out and drive and drop a cookie order, or I can't there's no baking shops in Wynnum, literally anywhere. There's Spotlight at Carindale and they're always sold out. And there's a baking shop in Capalaba, but it's a bit of a trek to get there. So that can be really tricky. I luckily have Woolies across the road, but that's one of the trickiest things having a business in this area is there's not like a local baking shop or anywhere that's got everything I kind of need. So I order majority, 90% of my stuff online, but then it's also getting it here. So with timelines and COVID and everything, I have to order stuff weeks in advance to make sure I have it.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? Nothing's arriving quite as quickly as it used to. So on the flip side of that, what do you find is the most rewarding thing about having a Bayside business?
Just the community. Everyone is so supportive, and I started my business 6-7 months ago, and I have like 400 followers on Instagram or something like that, like 300, something close to that. But in 6-7 months, being literally 16 in my house, baking in my kitchen with my brothers helping me, for what it is, everyone is just spread the word so much that it has helped me. One person tells someone, and that person tells 2 people, and then they go and tell 2 people, and it literally just flows on like this massive triangle. And so everyone knows about it. I have friends who have my business cards in their purses and wallets, and they're like, if anyone ever needs like an event or they're talking about it, I can just whip out your business card. So it's really good to have people who are always like supportive. Everyone at work, because after Christmas at the moment, I'm only working like 1 or 2 days a week. People will like pass me in the office and be like, oh my God, how's your cookies going? How was the Christmas period? Like everyone is so supportive, and they're always like, how are you going? Do you need help? So many friends and family are like, I'll just come over and sit with you if you're bored. Like, while you're watch. Like everyone spreads the word.
I just want to eat them, really. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I hope, I mean, your story certainly, you know, it resonates with me, and it's certainly a story I'd want to support. And I hope that our audience wants to do the same, because, you know, it really is. You're young, you're passionate, you're trying something new, and it's such a versatile product that there really is so many applications for people to get behind you and to really help you succeed in this space. What are your hopes over the next 12 months for your business?
I really want to obviously get my name out there a lot more. And I also want to become a lot closer to being able to make this my full-time job and not have to juggle other like things on the side, and just being able to literally put all of my time and effort into this and be able to earn enough out of it that I can do it without doing anything on the side, and have that more freedom with my life, because I really want to be my own boss one day. Like, I really don't want to work for someone else. Yeah. I want people to work for me.
I love that. It's such a great mentality that you believe in yourself at 16, that you can do this and you can succeed and you can really create a thriving business out of this. And I love it. I love it so much. And I think, you know, in the next 12 months, that's, you know, it's really exciting to think about what you could achieve going forward.
It's crazy, especially just in like the past few months. My little brother's absolutely like, that was like, can we help you? So they're watching that. They like to help with the bagging, so I'll make the cookies and I'm like, I'm done, I'm too tired, and they're like, I'll bag it. I'm like, here's $5. Yeah. Like, I'm rich, and I'm like, yep. They always go on about, they're like, we're your employees, this is my first job, and they're like 8 and 9.
That's awesome.
So they love it.
Yeah, that's so good. And you know, what a cool thing to do with your family, and what an incredible role model you are to them. You know, when they see you doing something really different and not just following the traditional trajectory, it's what a cool idea and concept to expose them to so young in life also.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Now, have you always lived in the Bayside area?
I've lived pretty close. I was born in Redlands, and then I've also always lived in like Wakeley, Tingalpa, Manly, like pretty close to the water. So been here for a while.
Yeah, lucky girl. It's a beautiful place to be.
Beautiful.
I've just moved up in the last year, so I am fully appreciating everything it has to offer. What have you noticed in the last couple of years? You know, how has the local Bayside community changed in the last few years?
There's been a lot more like local businesses and small businesses. The area's also definitely improved a lot design-wise. So I think everything looks a lot newer, and there's like a lot more cafes and local businesses along the waterfront, all those little boutiques. And it just makes you want to be down there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a mini Gold Coast, I guess, in a way that there's all so much just on the waterfront. There's just so much there to offer.
Yeah, awesome. And, there's new things happening all the time, which is really exciting too. Yeah. So, having seen what you've seen change over the last few years, what are your hopes and dreams for the area over the coming years? I mean, this year is off the back of last year, which was a really challenging year, and everyone had to adapt and change the way we behaved and the way we worked and the way we thought about business. And the community has really, what I've seen is the community's really rallied around to support the local businesses, which has been amazing. What would you love to see over the coming years?
Even though there has been a lot of like small businesses, local businesses in the past few years, I would love to see so many more. So everything coming from like local little places, not like big chains. And just everyone supporting each other. So like obviously the local community is so great in Wynnum and like spreading the word, but just more of that and helping out businesses who are so small, helping them get a little bit more known, to bring them outside of the Bayside community as well. So to other parts of Greater Brisbane.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So, in launching this interview series and putting the word out, the businesses that have come forward and, the skill set and the expertise that we have in our community that I don't think many people realize.
Yeah.
I think people think they need to find big business or they need to go into the city to find a lot of the resources we actually have locally. And I think they're all kind of hidden gems at the moment. And and I'm hoping we can expose them a little bit, take nothing away from, their value and their sparkle, but just really help the local community know that they're there and how we can support them going forward. So that's awesome. I love that you want to see more local business and more local small business. So, to finish off the interview, I would love to know, out of all of the places we have the fortune of having at our fingertips, what is your favorite thing to do? Where's your favorite place to go?
To be honest, probably Banter Coffee House. So the cafe is just up the road, like a 20-minute walk from my house. And my mum and I spend a lot of our time there. I will admit, they know our names, they know our faces. Like I'll walk in and they're like, "Hi, Grace," and I'm like, "Hi." They have the best almond croissants. I'm literally addicted to them every morning before work. I'm like, "Mum, can we go get an almond croissant from Banter?" The customer service is just amazing. Like they know you, they know what you like. They're like, "Oh, here's a new menu." Like the food is amazing for the price. It's not just like basic bacon and eggs and stuff. Every week they've got new specials and it's quite cheap for what it is. And it's so sweet and it's such a pretty place.
So good. Having your go-to coffee place is such a treat. Coming from Melbourne, depending on where I was working that day, I had my favorite coffee, place on the street.
Yeah.
When you find somewhere you love and that the staff are amazing and the coffee's amazing and you really connect with it, you become really loyal. So I totally get that you've got a favorite coffee place.
As good as Banter, as my mum says.
That's awesome. So that we can all support Banter as well. Where is Banter located?
Banter is just on Wandle Road near the school where like the IGA is.
Oh, awesome. That's cool. All right. Well, we'll do a shout out to Banter. We're going to come and support you too. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Grace. Now, I will include all of your contact details in the text that I attach to the video, and we'll make sure we share that with everybody so they can really support you, follow you on all the socials, and think of you next time they're looking for personalized cookies. And
Valentine's Day packs.
I was going to say, do you have any last final comments to share? And there it is, the Valentine's pitch.
Valentine's Day packs are coming out. I'm going to be releasing them at the very start of February. There's going to be a Galentine's Day pack for all of your friends who are like single, or if you just want to get your friend something, and then also one for your partner, a funny and naughty one, and then also a sweet and nice one. So
I love that. And so now I'm going to share your contact details, but what's the best way for them to put in orders and to see what's available?
Instagram or Facebook, just message me because it all goes through onto one platform together that I have that I can message you guys back on.
Perfect. So we're going to share the details. Now, a little shout out, if you are looking for Grace online, it is Gracefully Baked with 2 Ds. So don't be tricked into following the American version. It is our very own locally Gracefully Baked. So make sure you get in behind Grace and support her and her business. And thank you so much, Grace, for joining me today.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Bye.